Hi, good morning. It's Sandy, the Canadian Stamper. Welcome to Saturday Morning Crafting. I have some samples to show you. We're taking inspiration from the Stamp and Stack last weekend, and I'm going to show you the projects. We're going to make one of them, which I hope gives you some inspiration from the designer series paper, which, okay, truth bomb, folks, I promised that I was going to do a draw for this designer series paper, the North Pole Delivery. I totally forgot. So we're doing it today. For Facebook folks, comment and I will do a random draw, I promise, after the sampler class that's happening later today. Ooh, let's do a road trip. I'm gonna show you, I got us all set up for the sampler class. So you can still grab this class just to go. Of course, there's no opportunity to do it today because we're doing it in person. But I was able to get my hands on some more frames, which makes it to where we can do class to go. So let's look at the sampler. Where's my sample? So the class is $40. Shipping is $15, and you get a packet designer series paper. You need to have the Christmas greenery dies to go with, and then I'll show you the packet that you get. So this is the sampler. It's not in the frame, it's out of the frame just because I have the class set up and ready to go. Here's the frame that it goes in here. And you can either hang it or you can, like stand it up on your shelf or whatever. This is what the kit packet looks like. So you're gonna get this thing, and it's got two pouches in there. One of them has all of your pre-cut die pieces for like the squares. It's the perennial postage and the stylish shapes dies and the cardstock that you need. And then the other packet that's in there has cardstock that you cut from using your Christmas greenery dies. And then the designer series paper that you get with the class, you're also going to use the dies to chop out your, really the focal point of it. These center pieces and these side pieces all come from the designer series paper. So that's what the class is all about. So $40, $15 for shipping. If you want to do a porch pickup, then you're welcome to do that for no shipping cost. And I'm also doing the final days for the Black Friday Tanya, the Canadian Stamper Special, which is an extra 20% off. So if you're gonna get the class but you don't have the dies, you get 20% off. And I'm happy to send those to you. So it's very exciting. I'm gonna show you how the table is set up, but the Black Friday deal goes until the end of Monday. And any purchase in my Stampin' Up store, I'm gonna give you an extra 20% off. So thank you for shopping with me. And let me show you the setup. So this is where I'm gonna sit here. Usually I don't teach classes per se. Usually it's more of like a copy and follow along. So there's 6 friends coming today. So what's gonna happen is we've got 3 different die cutting stations. There's another one there. We've got a stamping station. Oh, apparently Zachary's making a smoothie. That's not included in the class. The stamping station is right here. And yeah, so we're gonna die cut there. And then of course we've got this one set up, which is some more die cutting here. These are part of the Christmas greenery dies. And so we've got some cash and carry, and let me show you my Christmas stuff just because I got it all set up last night. Here's my Christmas, my shelving and my Christmas. Good morning, everybody. I see you jumping on, doing a sort of random tour of my Christmas decorations in my house. And I've got I've got Alexa playing the Christmas tunes too. So it's gonna be fun today. So the class, if you want to get it to go, is there's an exclusive YouTube private video that will be sent to everybody after the class today. And then, so everybody who comes in person or does it to go will get a copy of the private YouTube videos, so you can do it at home at your own pace. And what's extra fun about this sampler class is that in January, February, March, and April, we're gonna do 4 more samplers. And signing up in December, you get a discount on all 4 of the subsequent samplers because you're already gonna have your frame. And we're gonna do one for Valentine's, for St. Patrick's Day, for Easter, and for Mother's Day. So you can certainly join in later in 2026, that's no problem at all. And we're just gonna make some samplers because they're super fun. I'm going to be giving I'm gonna keep one for me, and then I'm also gonna give one to my mother-in-law who's in a long-term care facility. And I just think it would be lovely for her to have a little Christmas decoration. So that's what I'm doing with mine. All right, so the project that we're gonna do today is this one right here. So if you're just joining, if you're commenting today, I'm gonna do the draw for the North Pole Delivery because I forgot last time, but we'll do a random draw after the class. And yeah, what else can I tell you about? I think that's it. Thank you for joining. I see people on. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let me show you. So Jolly Delivery is the stamp set. We're gonna use this one stamp set up here, or sentiment, I should say. Here's our kit, but let me show you, here's a close-up on the project that we're doing today. So these are the, I should know the names of these dies, but they're dies, obviously. Textured notes, I wanna say maybe. And then designer series paper. These little peppermint swirls are adorable. And some fluffy white trim. And then this piece right here is just a strip from the designer series paper. So this is one of the cards from the Stampa Stack. Now, let me just bring up your comments. This is another one that from the Stampa Stack. I actually have, okay, truth be told, I have 1 Stampa Stack remaining. If you'd like in, it's 20 cards in 1 box. Where's the box? It's over there. But anyways, if you're interested, maybe drop a comment. The kits are all ready to go. You just have to do some fussy cutting and a couple, like you don't have to have the stamps that I used. Let me show you the other ones, because you can just put in the sentiment that you need. So what's great about this is that the kits have everything to make the card. You get 4 each of 5 designs, so 20 cards, and essentially you just need to add in your own sentiment. You get a package of these peppermint swirls with it. And then here's the last one. So you could easily swap out a different sentiment. Anyways, I have one of those. It just occurred to me that I have 1 extra one. If somebody wanted to, you're feeling like you had FOMO and you missed out, please feel free to comment and I'll get you set up. All right, so let me tell you something else that's happening here while I'm getting my supplies ready is this sentiment, or this this bunch of cards. There is a PDF download in the comments, which gives you the PDF for all of these projects. So if you're already on my newsletter, you got that last Monday, you got it on Monday. If you want a copy of that, I just need your email address so that I can send it to you. And it's all in one pack, I think it's 7 pages maybe. And you get the PDF to make all the measurements and the photos for all of these projects. So that's in the Facebook Live tutorial, or not tutorial, the comments, the link to sign up for that. Or if you missed it, it's in your newsletter that came out on Monday. All right, so let's get to it. We have our standard A2 size card base. I won't worry about the instructions here because you're gonna get them. It's already in PDF. That never happens. Usually you have to wait a couple of days because I'm not organized, but I'm organized today. All right, this is Garden Green. That's gonna go like that. This is a piece of the designer series paper. So I have just measured inside this sort of delicate border to get in there. This is a piece of the designer series paper again, and I've cut it specifically to the same as what the designer series paper is in there. And then we've got 2 circles. Let me tell you how big they are. This one is 2 5/8. This one's 2.5, I think. Yeah, this one's 2.5. So 2 5/8 and 2.5. And then this is the fluffy white trim. Honestly, it's terrible for tying bows. It is so effective for creating the illusion of snow or doing different, adding different elements to your projects. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add it to the base here. So then it transitions and makes it seem like snow, you know? Morning, Carrie and Wendy. Okay, Wendy, I see you're interested in the Stamp-A-Stack kit, so I'll message you after the class today. Hi, Marie and Terry, good morning. You too. All right, so where's my, so this one's gonna be pretty quick, and then I'm gonna do a recap at the end in case you're just joining as to what you may have missed at the beginning, but the sampler class, we did a little road trip this morning, so you're gonna have to rewind the tape to go back and see that. So I do have, Lance was over in Vancouver yesterday, and I said, is there any chance you could pick up some more frames for me? He's like, there's no chance. He's over for work. He's like, no, it's not a thing. We don't have time. And then lo and behold, he showed up at home with all these extra frames. It's a good man. So I'm so excited because the sampler class has been super popular, and I ran out of frames. So now I have more frames, and so that's good. More people can join. I'm hoping that you either keep it for yourself, but then another option could be to give it away as a Christmas gift, which I think would be wonderful. Okay, so I'm changing the sentiment. This is going to be Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes. Whoops, I don't want this special delivery. Whoops. Okay, so photopolymer stamps, very, very delicate here. So just tap, tap, gentle, super gentle. Make sure you got your ink on. And so, can you see my sample? We're just going up to kind of the top part of the circle, you know? All right. Nailed it. That's it. That's all the stamping we're doing. Easy peasy. So let's do some dimension. So we're gonna add dimension. So you could do it, I'm choosing to do it behind the white because when you see how this goes together, the whole circle piece is going to tuck in behind your scene. So if you put dimensionals on it, it might be a bit tricky to get it back there, like slide it in. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So I want dimension, so I'm popping up the white instead. Can you see that? Yeah. Okie dokie. So this one's gonna go like this. So if you wanted to be frugal before we put this together, you could have cut this in half if you're making multiples of these. So here's the tip. This strip here is from your designer series paper. So remember to be commenting because I'm gonna do a random draw for this. North Pole Delivery 12 by 12. So in that paper pack, you're gonna cut a strip. How big is this strip? It is 1.5-ish. So you can make multiples of these. How big is it left to right? 4 3/4. So 4, 8. So you could get 3. Geez, you could probably get at least a dozen cards from one sheet of 12 by 12 with this. Anyways, my point being is that if you punch out the circles, you can cut them this way because really it's only half of the circle that you're gonna see, you know? So if you wanted to save save on your paper. I think was too lazy when I made this design. It's like I'm not cutting anymore. I cut over 220 cards for the Stamp-A-Stack. I gave my arms and my craft room a full workout in prepping. All right, so this is gonna go like this, and I don't want dimensionals here, so I'm just sort of gauging where all the bits will go. So when you're cutting, like, always use the edges of your dimensionals, you know. And I think that's good. And then we're gonna add this fluffy white ribbon as our snow. I'm gonna add just a little bit of glue here just to make sure we're stuck down. So at the Stamp-A-Stack last weekend, I did prizes as well. Did some 12 by 12 paper, some gems, different things. And then I also did a grand prize for somebody. Sue won the Glass Mat Studio, which is what this piece is here that I'm working on. I did that as a bonus grand prize. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can get this ribbon on. It's pretty thick, like you can see it's got quite a bit of backing on it. You could put wet glue. I'm not a fan. I'm too concerned about the ooze factor. So I'm gonna use dimensionals. Somebody in the Stamp-A-Stack last weekend said you could use tear and tape, also a good idea. However, we've got dimension here. So if you stuck all of this down and no dimension, yes, tear and tape would be good, but I have dimension. So I'm going to add my little mini dimensionals, and I'm putting, okay, this is a super, it's my OCD, I think. I am lining up the flatness of that hexagon with the straight edge of the paper, because I want it to be tucked in as much as possible. That's pretty detailed, eh? It is who I am. Okay. And then I will need to find my swirl. The little peppermint swirls. I love them. Christine, yes, I did get my nails done again. So I went to the Academy of Excellence here in Langford, and I don't remember the name of the gal, but she did an amazing job. My nails are still intact. If you missed it before, we had a situation where my nails were done, but they all popped off. But these have lasted 2 weeks almost, which is awesome. Okay, looking very same. This one has different houses, of course. So here's our real red and white adhesive back peppermints, and they're adorable. Let's do scissors. So I hope my mother-in-law is gonna really like this sampler. I'm sure she will. It's really cool. So go, you can check it out. Roll back the tape and go to the beginning. I did a whole setup, 1, 2, 3, 4, a whole review of the setup out there for the class. We're only 20 after 9, folks. This was a super fast card. So let me do a recap. This project, as well as the other projects from the Stamp-A-Stack last weekend, which are here. These ones, one silver, one gold. So the PDF tutorial for all the measurements is in the description of this live or in the YouTube comments if you want to grab that download. If you're already on my newsletter list, you got this already. You got the PDF download on Monday when the newsletter went out. And yeah, that's free for you to do. My gift to you. So there's 5 projects altogether. And I think Wendy may have snagged the last or the only extra Stamp-A-Stack box that I have. However, the sampler kit, which is the 3D sampler, this is the kit that you get, the packet that you get. The cardstock, it's just the cardstock in here. I have die cut because this is for the video, but you'll get chunks of the die cuts. You need to have the Christmas greenery dies, and then there's another package back here of pre-done pieces. So it's $40 porch pickup, and you get a package of the 12x12 designer series paper to go with the whole thing. And if you want it to be mailed with the frame and the paper and everything, it's $15 to mail. So the $40 includes these kit materials, a package of 12x12 DSP, and the frame. So it's a super good deal. And one will be for my house and one will be for my mother-in-law. So lots of good goodies for you and your holiday planning. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.